In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys everything you need to know about flip resets, the mechanic that most players have dreaded mastering for a long time now. I will be covering everything from the tutorial, how to do it, training packs, drills, and even maybe some tips and things that I've noticed over the years of doing them that maybe some other people haven't stated before that you've never heard before yourself. If y'all are new to the channel, I would really appreciate if you could drop a sub and like the video and maybe leave a comment about how you felt about the video or what else you want to see from me, any other tutorials or anything else that you want to learn from me. That is kind of what this channel is about, but it's also about just general Rocket League content and everything else involved. So without further ado, grab a pen, grab some paper, and enjoy today's video. For those of you who haven't noticed already, I made the controller overlay a little bit bigger than normal because maybe people can't see like the joystick maneuvers and how to do what, where to position their stick where, you know, or just maybe it'll help you out a little bit yourself. I'll be leaving timestamps at the bottom throughout this video. Maybe you can find them in the description and also, you know, on the little scroll bar at the bottom. So, you know, you can skip to what level you're at in terms of flip resets. That way you guys aren't, you know, seeing things that you already know about the mechanic and seeing things that you might have already learned from other people already. So I don't want to waste no time. Let's jump right into the first section, which is the actual tutorial and how to do it from start to finish. So as you load into training here, you know, you got the ball in the center of the map and you're trying to figure out where exactly you should start. So I'm gonna try to go into as much detail as possible. Where I like to start is you see this metal kind of pathway in the ground to the pad and this dotted line. You want to start between the dotted line and the metal path. Make sure you're facing the ball. You got that little arrow in front of you, and then turn on ball cam. And before we jump into the rest of the tutorial, I just want to quickly let you guys know that I personally use directional arrow when I arrow for the ball, but maybe I can show you guys with free arrow as well. My free arrow is the bumper. You'll see it highlighted on the controller now. And my directional, my arrow right, is my square button, and you'll see it highlighted now. And then the boost, of course, is this bumper right here, the right bumper. So as you're facing the ball, you got your ball cam on, and you're in between the path and the dotted lines. What I like to do is I like to drive without boosting, kind of jump into the ball so you're hitting the middle and trying to hit it up the wall like so. What I want you guys to understand is that I want you to be matching the speed of the ball on the way up. So you can boost a little bit as long as you're matching the speed just like there. You can kind of see in the slow-mo example all the way up to the ramp. And the reason for this is because when you're matching the speed of the ball up to the ramp, when it comes time to jump off the wall and hit the ball off, you'll kind of notice that you're matching the speed in the air as well. And that'll really help you with catching your first reset and, you know, keeping your car under control with the ball as well. For more advanced players, they don't really, you know, they've been doing it for so long, they don't really have to match the speed of the ball. They can just kind of go into it. But I don't really like to show you guys that way. I want you guys to learn the proper way. So like I said, line up in the middle of those two landmarks that I showed you. Try to hit the ball. Try to match the speed of it as you're going up the wall here and just reset. I like to do this a few times. Before anything, make sure that you're actually matching the speed. If you're not, if you're going a little bit faster, a little bit slower, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing, you know, controlling your gas pedal and your boost button. Remember, you can skip to the timestamps shown on the screen or down in the description or at the bottom of the video if you already know these types of things. And you don't have to match the speed of the ball the entire time. You can kind of start matching it at the end right here. I like to make sure that I'm matching it right as I'm getting to the ramp, because then you can kind of see you're matching the speed of the ball on the way up or on the way down. So one more time, the reason why this is important is because when you're matching the speed and you jump off, you can see I'm matching the time I go up and matching the time I go down. So as you guys have been getting better at this, you kind of start to match the speed of the ball. You're getting the hang of, like, you know, staying in control and whatnot. What I want you guys to do next is make sure that you're hitting the ball kind of right where it is on my car. I don't want you guys to hit it straight in the middle, because then you kind of have to control it and go left, right, and it throws you off. And then you're in this tight situation. And you don't really want to be in that situation. So make sure you're hitting it right where it is on the car. It's kind of to the left, just barely to the left. The reason why I like doing the fennec for these tutorials is because you can see on the front, there's like three sections on the hood of the fennec as indicators. I like to make sure that when I'm driving up the wall, I like to keep the ball on that left section, that first section on the fennec hood. You'll see it's like that. And then it kind of keeps it under control. And then it causes you to kind of prepare for that first reset. After you've mastered those two things, what I want you to do next is when you're going up the wall, just practice braking before the ball hits the ramp. So I'd say right about here, brake. You can see right where I am, right before I hit that neon strip or whatever map you're playing on, whatever that little metal ground is, you want to brake right before you get there. So I'll run through it one more time. Steps, get between those two landmarks, keep the ball in the first section of the fennec hood, and then brake right before you get to the little neon strip. You can use DFH, sundown or dawn or whatever it's called. Stormy, I don't know what this one's called. Feel free to use it if it helps you keep up with the landmarks as well. Remember, get up there, brake. Get up there, brake. After you've got the brake down, make sure that instead of fully braking like we would normally do, you tap the brake. Only tap it this time. Not hold it down and stop, but this time actually tap it. Don't hold it down, don't fully stop, just tap. Just like so. Just keep practicing that and it'll create space between you and the ball. Tap, and then you're going. Tap, and now you're kind of following the ball up the wall. Now after you've just about done that for a few times, you feel like you've mastered that part of the setup. What I want you guys to do now is actually take that ball up the wall. You brake, and then you hit the ball off. Now what I like to do instead of braking before I hit the wall, or not instead, but along with braking before I hit the ramp, I like to also brake after I hit the ball. So you would hit, brake. I want you guys to practice that a few times. And the reason for this is it gives you a lot of space to get to the ball and catch a reset. I'll show you guys one last time. Brake. Just like that. And I want you guys to keep in mind where exactly I'm hitting the ball on the front of my car. I'm kind of hitting it, if I can try to get an example. Boom, right there. I'm kind of hitting it like right dead in the center. It's going to take a lot of practice to try to get that perfect hit. And I'm going to say this multiple times throughout the video. Do not try to just rush into things, right? Like let's say you just got the setup down where you're between the two landmarks and you start matching the speed of the ball. And you've done it like once or twice, you think you got it. Don't just start tapping and going right into the setup and trying to catch a reset. And don't try to rush anything. I promise the long, work that you put into this, the amount of effort, the long amount of time that you spend actually practicing these individual things will make you learn it so much faster than your friends who might be doing the whole rushing it situation. So remember, practice braking off. Make sure you're practicing hitting the exact middle of the car, front center of the car, and you're practicing hitting it like that. Try to think about how you're lining up the car with the ball. Don't try to turn left and right too much. Just try to kind of stay straight. Don't move your joystick too much. Try to trust the process on the way up to the wall. Right here, now that I'm, lined up with the ball, just trust the process. You don't got to move your joystick at all. Now, I hope you guys weren't rushing this whole setup. I hope you guys are actually taking your time, breaking it down into sections. But after you finish hitting the ball off the wall, we'll get right into the boost control, boost management, and car control. Right here, I kind of want you guys to mix up braking on the wall and jumping off at the same time. So while you're tapping that brake button on the wall, I want you guys to jump off at the same exact time. Right here. Boom, and then jump. And then you can kind of see that you're set up to go after the ball. There's not much time that you have to spend on this section because it's just braking and then pressing jump kind of a second or two after, or split second after. So you would brake and then tap. Remember to keep the eye on the controller overlay on screen so you guys can see when I'm doing this. I brake and then I jump. And I know you guys don't got the arrow down yet, so I'm gonna just show you without it. You brake and then you jump, kind of like that. Right here, boom, brake and then you jump. So now that you've got that section down, you're kind of getting into the setup a little bit. You're getting better at the reset setup. But now it's time to actually focus on the actual flip reset itself. What I want you guys to do is after you've got the setup, you're driving the ball up the wall, first section, boom, brake, and then boom, brake. I want you guys to practice arrowing. Like I said, try to bind a directional arrow and learn your directional arrow. I want you guys to go do that before you even continue this video. And I actually have a car control video on my channel, so please go check that out. It'll help you out a lot with car control and directional arrow. I promise you have to go learn that before continuing with this tutorial, because I will be using that one a lot in this one, and for a good reason too. It's actually pretty easy. So as I said, you've got the setup, you're going up the wall. After you brake and you jump, you kind of want to arrow at the same time. You can kind of see how the buttons mix on my controller. As I break off, boom, I press X and then square, X and then square. But I press X and I hold square for just a second or two, like a split second. I'll hold square for like a split second, boom, maybe a second time. So right here, boom, boom. And then I'm facing the ball a little bit better, more straight. I want you to make sure that the top of your car is actually facing your screen straight, like that, while you're going for the reset. So boom, brake, jump off, and then hold square. And then you're kind of set up. Now after you've got that down, it's time for the boost management. Boom, you're in that situation. What I want you guys to do from there is kind of feather your boost. What I normally say is feather your boost, but sometimes, or actually for the most part, I want you guys to actually boost all the way up to the ball and then hold down that directional arrow one last time and then pull back on your joystick to land a reset. So I'll show you one more time. Right here, you got the setup, you brake, you hold that arrow, and then you hold that arrow again and pull back on your joystick. And what makes directional arrow so easy is you can hold down on your joystick and hold down directional arrow, and it'll kind of set you up where the bottom of your car is facing up where the ball would be. You know what I mean? Like right here, boom, it's facing the ball. Right here, boom, facing the ball. So that's why I also like directional arrow. It just makes the whole thing so much easier, so much faster, and there's less joystick movement that you have to be doing. So as I mentioned before, you get up, boom, arrow, and then hold the boost all the way down, and then hold arrow again. So you held arrow down to face the ball, and now you're holding arrow again right here, boom, to catch the reset. Make sure you're boosting all the way up to the ball. You can feather it a little bit at the end, but for the most part, just hold boost all the way. The mistake I see a lot of people make right here is they start to feather their boost and they're just kind of going down with the ball. They kind of lose all that upward momentum and there's not much they can really do with the reset afterward. So it definitely does make it a lot harder. So like I said, boom, arrow, boost all the way to the ball, and then boom, arrow again, and pull back on your joystick. Hold down on the joystick, as I should say. Keep practicing this. This one's going to take a little bit to get used to. But what I want you to do is land a reset that looks exactly like that, like I just did. I want the back of your car to be facing your screen. Like this, boom. And I want to make sure that you're at an angle to where the back of your wheels are a little bit higher up on the ball than the front of your wheels would be. I don't want you guys to land, if I can show you an example right here. I don't want you guys to land like this, where it's kind of flat, because you kind of saw that I warped around the ball and I just kind of fell down. Maybe I can show you another example of why not to do it. Boom, flat, and then I kind of go in front of the ball. There's not much I can do. I kind of lost my flip. You know, you do a lot wrong with doing that. So make sure it's at an angle. I'll try to freeze frame it for you guys if I haven't already. Boom, you're at an angle. That was kind of a bad example, but this one is better. You'll see more of the back of your car and the wheels on the ball than you will the front of your car, if that makes any sense. All right, now you've got through the hard part, actually landing the reset. Now for a part that's not as hard, but it's still pretty hard and it'll take a little bit of practice, what to do after the reset. Realistically, you can do whatever you want with this reset, right? What I want to teach you guys is just a regular basic flip into the ball afterward, because in competitive, you don't need to do anything else fancy. You don't need to go for like some double reset like here. Almost went for a triple. I mean a quad. Or you don't have to do anything fancy like going up the wall. You know, you land your first reset and then you start doing like musty flicks or something like that. You don't need to do all this, because in comp, for the most part, that won't help you out at all, especially if you're below GC. If you're below GC or at, you know, GC1, I don't think this will help you out that much. Maybe once in a while, but don't do it over and over. What I want to teach you guys is being smart with the reset, right? I want you guys to learn how to, you know, once you've caught it, once you've got that, maybe practicing falling. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of you seen players who like to go for ceiling shots. They like to go up and then kind of fall down under the ball and then flip into it to throw off the opponent. It's kind of the same deal with the reset, but you don't have to do any extra car control to get under the ball, because the reset kind of sets you up like that already. And it, you know, it's a good mechanic to learn. So you kind of fall, hit the ball, and then you can kind of score it like that. So I want you guys to practice that right now. I want you to land the reset, kind of go under it. That was a bad example, but then flip into the ball right after. So you got the setup down, arrowing, boom, catch it, and then fall for a little bit, and then flip into it. It doesn't have to go into the goal. It doesn't have to go anywhere specific. I just want you guys to make sure that you're hitting the ball outward and forward while you landed it. Boom, land, kind of fall, and then flip. It doesn't have to go anywhere. As I said, just make sure that it's going away from your car and you flipped into it correctly to where it's going out in front of you. So I'll do it one more time. Arrow, boom, and arrow, catch. And what I like to do actually is, if you start to go too fast and you notice that you can't land the reset with the two arrows, make it just one single arrow. Boom, off the wall, one single arrow, and then pull back, and then you do your flip. So instead of doing like this, if I can show you guys an example right now, instead of doing this, jumping off, arrowing, boosting, and then arrowing and pulling back, what you guys can do instead is just jumping off, braking, and then arrowing as a full, and then pulling back. Because I know sometimes boosting straight toward the ball is a little bit hard to do with two, you know, sectional arrows. It can just be one like this. Break off, boom, boom. And then like I said before, practice flipping into the ball. If you land at a diagonal angle, you can diagonal flip, or if you land at a weird angle where you have to front flip, just front flip. But now that we've gotten past that part, I want you guys to actually start practicing, you know, getting it toward the goal. I'm gonna hit it off, boom, reset, and then boom, flip into it. Didn't go toward the goal, but I can learn from my mistake, right? When I caught that first reset, I wasn't facing the net. I was actually facing the backboard or even the corner, which causes me to start to fall with the ball, but with the ball not going toward the net, it's actually going toward the corner of the backboard. So, you know, learn from it and adjust to it. You know what I mean? That is better because I'm facing the net more. The ball is more in between me and the net, not between me and the backboard. So when you get that, that's when you start to, you know, boom, and then you make your flip. You know what I mean? What I want you guys to do is self-discipline and practice. You know, once you've landed it like this and you already know you messed up, don't even try anything else after that. Just reset and get better. Let's try another example. It's like this, boom. And if you land it like this, don't even try anything else, because that's bad. Just reset. Don't even try anything else. Just keep doing it over and over until you get that setup to where the ball is right in front of you and in between you and the net, and you're facing the net. Like that, boom, that was bad, so I'm gonna reset. This time I'm gonna actually try to get it, boom. Now I'm facing the net. Now I know I can actually go for something else. Now that you feel like you've got this down, this is the last part of the section, and it's a little bit more harder than all the rest, and that's controlling your car after you've gotten your reset. So instead of just falling with the ball and flipping into it, that might work a bit in comp, but you'll notice that you're not really going anywhere. You're kind of staying right here, and then the ball just kind of bounces or falls to the floor, which makes it really easy for defenders to read. So what I want you guys to do is after you caught your first reset, instead of just falling, I want you to arrow one last time until you're faced like that. The nose of your car is facing the ball, and the back of your car or the top of your car is facing the screen. It's like that, boom. But you want that after the reset. Show you one last time, brake, arrow, pull back on the joystick, boom, and then face like that. Because after you've gotten that, the rest should be easy. Boom. You can just start going for your air dribble and then taking your flip, and it goes in the net like so. I hope that was enough explanation for you guys who don't know how to fully flip reset. And I hope you know how to air dribble before coming to this video, because if you don't know how to air dribble, I would not come to this video at all. I would go learn how to air dribble, you know, from a video, from a tutorial. If you guys want an air dribble tutorial from me, I'll go ahead and show you guys that as well. But I know a lot of players know how to air dribble nowadays, and they already got like really good tutorials out there. So I'm not going to try to add on another one if you guys don't want me to. But enough with the actual tutorial on how to do it and the setup and stuff. Let's move on to the training packs. All right, I don't care what people say, but Wall to Air Dribble is the GOAT map pack. I don't care what people say. I definitely still use this one for learning new mechanics that are in the air to this day. I won't need to drop a map code, but you know, there it is on the screen if you need it. You can just go to custom training, browse, and it's literally the first one on the list. You don't really need a map code, but I love this one. Either this one, or if you go down to air dribbles, one of these two. But IP Joker, you're the GOAT. I love this map pack so much. And as you can see, you kind of got this nice setup where the ball is in front of you, well, behind you realistically, but in front of you in terms of the view to the net. So once you start it, you'll notice that it goes up the wall like that. So what I want you guys to do from the first part of the setup that I mentioned was with matching the speed. I want you guys to do that on this pack as well. It's a little bit harder to tell if you have. So I would just kind of say like, make sure you're matching my boost control. I really only hold it down once, maybe tap it a second time, and that's it. And then I start practicing hitting it off the wall. Now keep an eye on my car, right? I'm hitting it with not the exact center, but I'm hitting it with the top right corner. Top right corner. Because when you're more at an angle, instead of hitting it in front, which hitting it in front does work, look. I just hit it in front, boom, it does work. But I feel like at a right angle, it pushes the ball outward more because the corner of your car has a much harder hit. So boom, corner, and then you can catch a reset. We already went through a tutorial, so I won't show you a full-on tutorial. I was just showing you how to start with this map pack. But what I want you guys to do is practice getting that reset, but then practice that little air dribble. You know what I mean? That little air dribble afterward. It's a little bit harder on this map because the ball's at an angle, so it really does challenge you, I'll be honest. Challenges me a little bit at times as well. But you'll catch the reset. Boom, take that little air dribble, and then flip it in. Now that's the first way to do it. The second way to do this is actually the complete opposite in a way. Instead of doing the flip reset first and then the air dribble, what I want you guys to do is jump off, do the air dribble first, and then do the reset when you're just about falling. You know what I mean? You'll notice that the ball's going up, I'm air dribbling it, but now the ball's starting to fall right here. So then you catch the reset and then you try to flip it in. This one could also be hard depending on the player or what you've been practicing. But I want you guys to try your best to really land that reset with the angle that I showed you guys. Remember though, don't start feathering your boost like this, because when you start feathering your boost, you'll get the reset, but your car will just kind of fall down and you won't go anywhere. What I want you guys to do is fully boost into the ball like I mentioned. So you're doing your air dribble and then fully boost into the ball, pull back on the joystick, and then you have more control over the ball. Air dribbling and then fully boost into the ball, you catch your reset, and then you go for something. One more time, air dribble. Now fully boost into the ball, and then you got your reset. I'll try to show a good example here. I got my touch, fully boost, boom, and then I can flip it right in. Or the third way you can do this is actually a little bit easier than the other two because there's no real air dribble attempt. But what you can do is you can just hit the ball kind of hard off the wall and then jump off, fully boost to the reset, boom, you hit it more outward. Fully boost to the reset, and then you catch it, and then all you need to do is flip once, and then boom, top corner. Throws off every defender, and you just got yourself a free play. Boom, hit it off as hard as you can. Try to jump off with the ball at the same time. You don't really... Okay, I didn't mention this, but you don't really have to break off the wall, because I know in the setup I mentioned breaking. You can, and you'll definitely get that height where you can have more control. But with this one, this third section, where all you need to do is hit it off as hard as you can, you don't need to do that, because look, you're kind of already set up. So you don't really need to break, but you can, like I said, boost fully and then flip into the ball. But for the one that you're just hitting as hard as you can, I just like to hit it off, jump with the ball, and then fully boost, use all your boosts, not all your boosts, but just hold boost down until you hit the ball or you're just about to hit, and then you pull back on your controller or on your joystick, just like so, and then boom. So that's 3 ways that you can practice with this training pack. I'll go ahead and show one for my PC players, whether you're on Epic with Bacchus mod or you're on Steam with the workshop maps, because you can have workshop maps on Epic as well. I know I still have to post a tutorial for that for people, so that might be the next video, who knows, or the next video after the community video, but we're kind of getting off topic, so I'll go ahead and show you guys the workshop map for those PC players out there. Now this might not help you guys out with a real field situation with the goal, but I really like the air dribble challenge by Gedek or Jedek. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but he made the air dribble challenge map, and if you guys are followed on my TikTok, you guys kind of see that I like to use this map for intros. It's pretty chill. I like to sometimes come in here and just air dribble for a little bit, warm up my air mechanics. But what I want you guys to do with this map is I actually want you guys to practice catching the reset, right? Maybe you can take a touch or two, catch the reset, and then I want you guys to practice that air dribble right afterward. So I want you to go up, touch the ball once, catch a reset, or I'll show you guys without the arrow to make it easier. You would touch the ball once, maybe arrow to adjust yourself, arrow again, catch the reset, and then just practice that air dribble. Try to keep it up for as long as possible. This will definitely help you out in game with that setup where I showed you to get the reset and then air dribble and then get that flip afterward. I'm not perfect at this myself. You know, I'm not a freestyler that, you know, can air dribble this ball for a long time like some others can. But you would catch the reset and just try to air dribble it for as long as possible. Try to control yourself a little bit. That was actually a pretty good one. And then maybe flip into the ball or something to practice. You know what I mean? One more time. Touch the ball once, go up, catch the reset, and then air dribble for a little bit. Try to keep it up for as long as possible. Flip, and then just track your time like so. This will also get you really good with your arrow control, like your directional arrow. Practice after the reset, because it really does force you to use it. Like after you got that reset and you start going under the ball, it really does force you to kind of spin around the ball under it. Like that, you catch the reset and then you gotta like arrow to adjust yourself. It really does force you to use that directional arrow or whatever arrow it is that you're using. So that's why I like to use this map pack for when I was practicing myself. But I won't go on for too much longer about this workshop map. That was really all there was to know about it and how to use it in terms of learning this mechanic. But let's go ahead and get on to the next training pack for you guys to use that'll help you out with your resets. Now for the last pack I want to show you guys for today is Kevperts ground flip reset to F11, which when he showed off this map pack in his flip reset video, it was just amazing. He did a really good job of explaining tips with resets in competitive and what helps out a lot of players as well. He has a really amazing video which I think you all should go check out as well right after this one. Don't forget to leave without subscribing. And I just want to show you that there's 50 shots in this map, I'll be honest, but this is such a good pack because instead of off the wall, it goes from ground to reset. It's an amazing training pack that you guys should check out and try out. I'm gonna definitely be using this one in my routines in the future. I definitely recommend using this one for all your routines in the future when it comes to resets. But I wanted to cover what you want to do from here, right? So you kind of learn how to go off the wall and catch a reset. So there's not much you need to know about this one from ground to reset. It's a little bit harder, I know. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and try to pick a shot that kind of best works for your arrow. I kind of like this one here, shot number 7, because you can still get under the ball and practice finishing it in a very awkward situation like that. Now the reason why this shot is so good is because it puts you in a awkward position, but it forces you to finish the ball in a way that you're not really used to finishing. You know what I mean? So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and practice catching your reset at a bit of an angle like this, right? Where you're still catching the ball and being under it. If you land kind of flat like this, it's going to go too high or it's going to go right in the net. So I kind of want you guys to land at the very middle as much as you can, but try to get a little bit under the ball as well. So like that, boom, just like that. And I want you guys to practice like that, boom, and then maybe double tapping it or something like that. Catching that reset and finishing. I like to do the insta flip. It's called an insta flip because as soon as you catch the reset, you're flipping right after. So boom, flip, insta flip, boom, flip, insta flip, flip, insta flip. This one's not the best shot number 7. It's not the best for this scenario. Go back to something like shot number 1 because it, puts the ball right in the air where you have to jump up for it and then finish like that. Now what Kevpert pointed out that I didn't really realize while going into the whole resets thing and learning myself is that you wanna, for the most part, my setup does work and it works for anything under about let's say champ 3. It works under champ 3, but sometimes you'll have to switch it up a little bit and not be so predictable with your reset, and taking a second to turn your car, start an air dribble, flip into the ball, anything like that. Sometimes you won't have that kind of time. You'll be a little bit closer to the net and challenging opponents. And what I want you guys to do instead is that insta flip. I want you guys to practice that insta flip because he made a really good point in his video, which again, I'll link in the description. You should definitely go check it out. Is he mentions that you don't have that kind of time. So you kind of want to, as you catch the reset at an angle, as the angle that I showed you guys, where the back wheels are kind of more upward on the ball than the front wheels are. The front wheels are kind of at the bottom middle. And you just want to press your X button almost immediately. Don't do it too fast, because boom, you kind of jump off the ball like that. Or like that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to press it immediately because you just jump off the ball like that. You want to give it a split second, like a very split second, like this. Catch and then flip. Wait, flip. So I'm gonna say it in words when I catch and then when I flip. So this is what it looks like when you jump off the ball. This is what you don't want to do. Boom. That's me catching and flipping at the same exact time. What you want to do is, look, catch, flip. Catch, flip. Catch, flip. Catch, flip. Now I'm not getting a good, flip into the ball because I'm not really used to the setup. It's a little bit awkward, as I mentioned, which is good. I could be learning from this and learning how to insta flip correctly. But you kind of want to practice getting at an angle. I like to get at this exact angle right here. You'll see my car is kind of diagonal in a way. Now that'll naturally come. You don't really have to worry about that. It'll naturally come with pulling back on your joystick and doing that right arrow or left arrow even. But like I said, try to get that angle, flip, catch, flip. Remember to be doing it and trying to match your catch and your flip with the same time, at the same time as I'm saying catch, flip. Catch, flip. That was a good one right there. Catch, flip. Catch, flip. Catch, flip. I'm still learning the insta flip thing myself. Been practicing a little bit lately because in ranked it really does help out. Also, something that I didn't notice while editing this video is you'll notice in the video that I start to pick up on something that I didn't really verbally mention. What you want to do is, as you're getting closer to the ball, you want to kind of stop boosting or boosting a lot less, because what that does is that slows down your momentum to the ball and it makes you have a really soft landing on the ball, and it really keeps you close to the ball when you're about to flip again, and you still have your you still have your flip, and you can physically front flip or diagonal flip into the ball, into the net. Back to the video. Boom, like that. Boom, like that. It's a little bit of an insta flip. I'm sort of getting better at it myself. I'm sort of learning. But remember that catch flip is very important. Boom. That one was pretty good. That was a really good example. Try to get something like that. You'll see, boom, I jump, stop boosting, boom, and then insta flip right after. I set it in my head, catch, flip, and it helps out a lot. Shot number 2 is also a really good one, because you kind of want to take a starting touch first, pop the ball up, not too high, but not too, forward as well. So just like that. That was a pretty good one. I just didn't set up correctly. Boom. Catch, flip. Just like that. One more time. Catch, flip. That insta flip really helps against defenders. Now just imagine I'm going against a defender right now, and he's trying to save my shot. I'll just catch, flip, and then it flicks kind of around him in a way. You know what I mean? That's why the insta flip is so good to learn. Let's get on to the routine. I'm going to make this routine a little bit more console friendly because I know not every person watching this video has Bacchus mod. So I'm going to exclude the workshop map and leave it completely out of this routine. I'm going to show you exactly what I do practicing my resets. So first things first, what I want you guys to practice for about like maybe 5-10 minutes is practicing that setup, going up the wall, and catching your reset. I want you to practice that a little bit. Make sure that you're getting a feel for the ball and really catching the reset the exact way you want it to, and you're facing the net when you're catching that first reset. So you're going up the wall, kind of go up, jump, boom, catch your reset. That wasn't too good, but it wasn't too bad as well. I can live with that one. Like that, boom. Practice catching my reset and getting better with it. One last time, boom, match the speed of the ball, take that break, boom, catch the reset. That was a pretty good setup. And then do whatever you want with it afterward. So after about that 5 to 10 minutes is up, what I want you guys to do is practice air dribbling off the wall, taking one touch, catching a reset, giving it a second to give you and the ball some space. So maybe taking a second or two so you get that space in between you, and just practice taking that touch on the ball. Boom, first touch, reset, controlling yourself, and then flipping and scoring the goal just like that. Now once those 5 to 10 minutes are just about up, I want you guys to load up that first training pack, which is that wall to air dribble, and I want you guys to practice the 3 shots. So go up the wall, hit the ball off the wall as hard as you can, try to boost all the way toward the ball, land your reset, then flip to drive up, smash it off the wall, boom, catch your reset, figure out what you're gonna do with it afterward, score the goal. Do this over and over again for about 5-10 minutes. As I mentioned, I'd say about every drill in this routine is about 5 to 10 minutes. That way you're not wasting too much of your game time, but you're also getting as much from this as you possibly can. Now remember guys, at the end of this video, there will be secret tips and tricks that I've come up with over the years of learning this shot myself. So definitely stay tuned for that. That is not a flip reset, that is a double tap, and we missed. Hit the ball off the wall, boost, toward the ball, boom, catch a reset, figure out what you're gonna do with it afterward. Maybe do the air dribble one, take your touch, catch a reset, and then flip into it. Reset, boom, right in the net. And then for that last part of the drill or routine, I want you guys to spend about 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes inside of that Kevpert ground flip reset 2 F11 map pack. And I want y'all to practice these awkward situations and practice that insta flip that I mentioned all throughout the video. That insta flip right there, boom. You'll know that you're doing the insta flip right if you get a second touch after the reset. Again, I'm not the best at this. I've been recently practicing it myself because I'm used to the traditional flip reset. I'm not really used to the new insta flip that a lot of people are doing now, but I'm definitely practicing it. I'm definitely putting a little bit of my time into it and trying to learn it as much as possible, because as Kevpert did mention, it's going to get harder up in the higher ranks and you'll have a lot less time on the ball when you're going for a reset shot. They're going to kind of insta challenge you, so you kind of want to insta flip right over them. But like I said, practice these different shots. Like you would take that touch up, catch the ball, and then insta flip. This one's probably one of my favorite shots, shot number 4, because you're kind of going for a double tap in a way. It's like boom and then boom. They're pretty fun to do in my opinion. I definitely enjoy playing on this map. Maybe even shot number 7, because it's kind of the same scenario, but it's a bit of a bounce, so you got to read it a bit more. You know, it's a really fun shot to do. So then you would boom, and then you would boom. Really, really fun. Definitely recommend. But I think that'll pretty much wrap up the routine that I like to do. It's about a solid 30-35 minutes, or maybe even 25 minutes depending on how much time you put into each one. Like I said, switch up, spend as much time as you want on each drill, as long as you don't go below, I'd say about 5 minutes. Don't go below 5 minutes on each drill. Spend at least 5 on every single one, depending on how much time you can play, and then go ahead and learn that flip reset. All right, now that section of the video that everyone's been wanting, the tips and tricks, the secrets, the secret sauce to everything with the flip reset that'll really put it all together, put that cherry on top and help you master it. A couple things that I've noticed over the years of getting this is if you take that touch off the wall and then you kind of stop boosting once you get that reset, like right before you do, you boost and then I stop boosting to catch the reset, you'll see how close I am to the ball. I'm so close to the ball and I have so much more time with it when I do this, like boom, stop, and then I just have so much more control over it, so much more time. I can do whatever I want, and that even helps me with that air dribble drill that I mentioned before. It's like you would catch it, stop boosting, boom, get that soft touch, take the air dribble touch, flip into it. That was a bad example, but you know what I mean. Something that I've also noticed over the years of doing this mechanic is more of a mentality thing, right? What I want you guys to do is not go for a flip reset every single play. I promise you're going to be so predictable. You're going to get the ball taken so much more times, and it's not going to be good on your gameplay, and your teammates are going to think that you're just a mechanical ball hog, and it's just not fun. You're not really going to rank up, you know what I mean? So I want you guys to actually be predictable. I want you guys to actually, go for that air dribble or air dribble to the backboard, or even go for that ceiling shot, flip it down into the net. I kind of missed again, kind of bad this video, but it's all good. But I want you guys to not be so predictable, you know what I mean? Or even if you go for that ground to flip reset or whatever, just fake it, go down, power slide, cut around, shoot the ball in the goal, boom, boom, boom. Like I want you guys to be able to use this mechanic efficiently in game, and what that means is not using it every chance you get. Another thing I've noticed is there's different angles and different setups depending on different situations, right? I want you guys to keep in mind that if you're going for a reset from out here, I want you guys to put the ball and hit the ball with more of that top right section of the corner and adjust yourself to where you're going more toward the net, you know what I mean? You're gonna be more at an angle, so when you hit the ball off the wall, you need to kind of hit with that corner so you can keep that forward, toward the net momentum. But when you're right on top of the net right here and you're trying to score from like right here, you'll see that you have to kind of boost out to where you're facing the complete open space of the field. You're not really facing the net, but that's not a bad thing, because you kind of have to be in that position, you know what I mean? Because look what happens when I'm right here on top of the net and I'm right close to the goal and I try to face the goal with that reset, boom. It's kind of you'll see it's kind of hard to control afterward, you know what I mean? So there is times where you have to bend the rules of the setup that I showed you. And then even when you're right here in the middle, say you want kickoff and the ball's rolling up the wall and you collect that 100 pad, you can do that regular setup that I showed you, catch the reset where you're facing the net and finish with whatever it is you want to do, right? But like I said, if you're right on top of this net here and you're so close to it and you're trying to score, you kind of want to face outward toward the field a little bit more with your reset and then control yourself and then flip into the ball. But I say for that one where you're close to the net, Don't do that don't catch the flip right away. I want you to air dribble a little bit first, right? I want you to take your touch, then catch the reset as the ball's falling, and then flip into it. Makes it a lot less predictable on your opponents. It makes it so much easier to score. Take that first touch when you're close to the net, then catch the reset. But when you're far away, with that one, hit it off and then catch the reset immediately. No matter what, catch the reset immediately. And then you got that flip for whatever it is you want to do. And this middle one, where it's rolling up the wall, say off kickoff or something, you happen to be in this position, catch the boost. You can do whatever one you want. You can do the touch first, reset, then flip into it. You can do the reset first, then touch, and then flip into it. So that middle one is kind of like that area of just free roam, free space, whatever you want to do. But when you're far away from the net, like right here, and you got that angle one, you want to catch the reset first, and do what you want with it. And then when you're right on top of the net here, and you're really close and you're trying to score, take that first touch, and take that air dribble touch first to control yourself, then catch the reset, and then be unpredictable with the ball and score like so. Something else that I've noticed is more of ground to flip reset. When you're here, insta flip, insta flip, insta flip, insta flip. I really did talk about it with the Kevperts map pack, and that's because it's just when you're going for anything from like ground to air dribble, ground to flick or something like that, you're gonna probably get insta challenge, I'd say about half the time, and you don't really have the space to do whatever you want. So when you catch that reset, you want to look at that, boom, top corner, you want to insta flip it right where it just goes over the defender that's probably challenging you. Or even when they are sitting in net, it does become unpredictable when they are even sitting in net. And remember that tip that I mentioned in the video. I want you guys to kind of stop your boost a little bit as you're getting toward the ball. Like stop boosting, stop boosting. You see that on my controller? I stop boosting so that it can make me land softly on the ball, and it keeps me really close to it. I can't stress it enough. You see that right there? I literally don't push the ball away, because when you keep boosting like that, it'll push the ball outward and you'll lose control of it on the ground to flip reset play. So right here, one more time, I stop boosting, boom, catch, and then insta flip. It keeps me really close to the ball and it helps me out a lot. Boom, just like that, and you get your insta flip. You might not even score, and that's fine. Even if you don't score, the goal is to try to beat one of the defenders, or even if you're in ones, you know, that's as long as you're beating the defender, you know what I mean? You're keeping your possession and you've kept the ball in control with your team. That's kind of the goal here when it comes to these types of plays. I say for last, but definitely not least, is the whole mentality throughout the entire journey of learning the flip reset or even doing it in game. Your mentality is so crucial, I promise you. If you want to practice building up your mentality, you can go into a casual 2v2, 1v1, or even 3v3 match. I wouldn't recommend 3v3 because you don't really have that much space on the ball or that much time. So I'd say 2s or 1s. Maybe practice, you know, doing resets in games when it comes that time. And you know, practice it in your matches because it's casual. It's not really ranked. You're not really fighting something for MMR and stuff like that. You don't really have to be super, you know, stressed out about, oh, when can I do it, when can I not. You kind of got that freedom to practice it for as many times as you want. You've kind of got a lot more time on the wall, you know what I mean? With mentality, as I mentioned, you know, stay confident when you're going for the shot in game. I'd say when you're learning the shot and you're going through the training, don't rush it. Your mind is going to tell you, oh, I've got this. I've learned, you know, this bit of the drill, this part of the section, this part of the setup. And you're just going to want to jump straight into, wait, hold on. Okay. And you're going to want to just jump straight into the next part or the next section or the next bit of the setup. But that's not really how that works. You really have to go again and again until you've really mastered it. And you really don't mess up. You know what I mean? You want to do it over and over until you really can't mess up. You know what I mean? Just keep practicing it. And I promise it'll help you out in the long run. And it'll take much less time to learn the mechanic than most players do. And don't get frustrated, bro. You're going to mess up. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You're going to mess up. Okay. Not everybody here has mastered the flip reset. Unless you're a professional player in my comments or something like that, or a content creator who literally teaches people how to do it. But even I haven't even mastered it yet. I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't mastered it myself yet. But I promise you guys are going to want to master this and just keep going again and again. Even when you're frustrated or even when you mess up, just try not to get frustrated best you can and just keep going. Like I feel like when you're at a fresh mentality, say you're on call with your friends or you're listening to some good music and you're just practicing. I love to put on music when I'm learning a new mechanic because it keeps me less, you know, frustrated, keeps me more focused. And it keeps me in a happy mood throughout. I'm listening to a good song while I'm playing, and it's just a vibe to learn new mechanics and practice. I think that'll be it for this guide though. I tried to cover as much as I could, and I tried to be as detailed as possible, so I'm sorry if this didn't really help much. And if you already knew much about the reset and you were trying to look for something new, hopefully I was able to give you something new to get back from this. But that'll pretty much conclude this one for today. I want to thank y'all so much for 2.4k subs. I did mention that by the end of this month I wanted to get 2.5, and it looks like y'all are getting me there pretty quickly. I'll be honest, you guys are growing me so so fast, and it's just insane the support you guys have been showing me lately. Also, if you guys want to be in one of my future videos, definitely go join the Discord. We have a nice, welcoming community over there. There's so much people that you can meet, and maybe you can find some good teammates that are on. There's always people that are asking each other to play with each other, and then they tell me like, a couple days later that they just ranked up a couple ranks, or they improved, they met some people, that type of thing. But literally anything. If you want to be in future videos, you want me to use clips for videos in the future, like for tutorial videos or replay analysis, and go join the Discord. And if you want a lot of replay analysis and whatnot, definitely go ahead and check out my Kick, which I will leave in my link tree down below, because we try to stream there as often as possible. I haven't really streamed there the past, I'd say 2 days or 1 day, but I really try my best to stream as often as possible. For you guys, we like to do replay analysis, playing with viewers, viewer tournaments, maybe some trading with viewers, just anything that entertains you guys, or any way that I can have fun with you guys. I hope y'all learn everything you need to know about flip resets. If you want any more guides or any more tutorials or any more content in general from me, just type it in the comments down below. Maybe put it in the video ideas chat in my Discord, because I do see that a lot more than the comments from ideas. I try my best to write it down from the comments as well, but it's just so much easier from the Discord, and I feel like it's so helpful when you guys give me content ideas that would entertain you guys, because I feel like when we work together in a way as a community, you guys will get the most out of me, and you guys won't be seeing a video that kind of lets you down in a way. You know what I mean? That's all I do need to say though. Thank you so much for stopping by and chilling with me as we went through the journey of the flip reset together. I'll catch you on in the next video. Peace out.